Hey you guys, it's me SpongeBob #1 fan 1003 here, and as you can see I'm here with this super duper cool SpongeBob book, and this one is called The Big Win, and it's pretty obvious that I got this book for Christmas this year, and this is actually a very super cool book, and I really love it. Okay, so as you can see on the front cover, there's adorable little SpongeBob jumping over the ship with this really cool mask right here. And then here's Sandy, there's Gary, Mr. Krabs, Patrick, and Squidward watching him. And this book is number 13, and it's a level 2 book. Okay, and then here is the spine really quick. And then here is the backside. So obviously here's a little description. Woo. And this book was made by Kelly Chipperoni and illustrated by Dave Eikens. And here are all the other levels right here, and the age recommendation down here. Okay, so let's go ahead and start looking at the pages that are in this book. Okay. So obviously, once again, this book was made by Kelly Chipperoni and illustrated by Dave Eikens. And it's a ready-to-read level 2 book. Okay, and this book was made in the year 2008, as you can see right there. Okay, so SpongeBob and his friends are going to compete in this really cool bikini bottom relay race, and it only happens every 5 years, and they're very excited to compete. And Squidward says that they should go ahead and practice so they can do very good and they can win the gold. Okay. So SpongeBob has to do this really cool ship mast pole vaulting. So he basically jumps over the ship with this really cool big huge pole right here. And SpongeBob does a very great job, but obviously Squidward's not too impressed. And then Patrick has to jump over these little sand piles, but Squidward says to jump farther. And Sandy and Mr. Krabs throw things. Mr. Krabs throws a sand dollar disc, and Sandy throws a javelin, I think that's the name, but obviously Squidward says that they're not doing a good job. And Gary has to hurdle over coral, and Squidward says that Gary's moving too slow and they'll never ever win. And then Squidward throws this kelp log, but everyone is congratulating Squidward, but Squidward hasn't really been congratulating them too much. Alright, so the team is taking a break by drinking water with these little towels on them too. They're drinking the water too. And SpongeBob asks if he's sweaty, and Sandy says great practice. And Patrick wants to do more practicing, and Gary agrees. And Squidward lets everyone know that they're not doing the best, and they have to work much harder. But obviously the team is not sure why they have to work harder, but Squidward tells them to do it anyway. So SpongeBob tries to jump much harder, and then Patrick tries to jump farther. Well, SpongeBob has to, jump higher, or whatever, or vault high, and Patrick has to try to jump harder. But Squidward is being so rude and bossy, and he tells Sandy to try to throw the stick and Mr. Krabs to throw the disc, but they're not doing the best, of course, according to Squidward. And Gary's not moving fast enough, according to Squidward. And Squidward is so ticked off that he has to do everything himself. And everyone's very disappointed, because they thought that they were trying their hardest. And Sandy says that he's treating us so he's treating them so horribly that they're not having much fun at all. And SpongeBob agrees by saying, what's the point of being in the relay race if we do not have fun doing it? So Squidward tries to practice his teammates' events, but unfortunately he gets too tired to do his own activity. And then SpongeBob and his friends say that they'll try their hardest to win, and the courage or whatever, or the courage to do it. And now it's the day of the relay race thing, and Squidward and his team are there. There's this team of this big huge blue fish, and there's Larry and Plankton. So SpongeBob votes high, and Patrick jumps really well, and Sandy and Mr. Krabs throw really, really well too. And then Gary hurdles really, really well too. And Squidward throws his kelp log very, very well too. And Squidward's team actually comes in second place, but that's actually pretty good. Second place isn't the worst, but unfortunately, though, Plankton's team won first place. And Squidward actually calls his team slugs, but he meant slugs in the kindest way, I guess. And they did have a good time, and that made them all feel like winners, and that is very, very good. It's either second place, but they all feel like winners anyway. Alright, so it's actually pretty much all for this really, really cool SpongeBob Big Win book. I actually really enjoy this book. My favorite part was probably when Squidward realizes that they don't always have to win, and, you know, just try your hardest and you'll do good. And that's actually a very, very good thing to say, because obviously not everyone is the best at things, and, like, you know, it's very, very good to try to practice good, and, like, you know, all that. It's very, very good teamwork and stuff. Alright, so that's all for this video. So goodbye, everybody. Have a great day, and peace out.